everyone loves him. He's like, you know, a real Aussie son. We've adopted him.
A lot of Australian DJs are just so similar to each other, and it's good to just have someone who's so unique in themselves.
Yeah, it's definitely his personality. No, it's not his personality. And he's a good-looking bloke too. Not that, you know, I like blokes or anything.
And I saw him last time he was out, which was about 6 months ago, and now he's back.
Hi, I'm Mark James, promoter from Australia, DJ, promoter, producer, jack of all trades. We're going to pick up Dave Seaman at the moment from the airport. He should be here by now, hopefully. Hopefully I can see his bald head from here, but I can't. Apparently he's got a new girlfriend. She's very tall and Russian, so you can't miss her. DJs hardly ever bring their girlfriends out, believe it or not. If they've got any brains, they don't, but...
Why's that?
Oh, you know, there's nothing worse than having a girl on tour with you. No, we can't go there, we can't do that, don't do this, let's go shopping. Oh no, he's got me. 10 days without a cigarette? You joking? Well done. That's fantastic. I'm on the wagon for the minute. For the minute. I've got a bit of a breakdancing injury actually from last night.
Really?
Yeah? I've got... I'm all strapped up, ready to go. Where's your lady? She's there? Oh, okay.
I think this is amazing. It's just beautiful, beautiful. I really like.
Where do you come from?
No. What?
Where do you come from?
From Russia.
Dave Seaman has travelled to Melbourne for his third album for the Global Underground DJ Mix series. He told me this time last year the star DJ lifestyle had left him tired and jaded, so he spent 3 months living in Ibiza to reactivate his enthusiasm.
If I had a night off in England, I wouldn't go out to a club. It's the last place I'd go. You know, it's like a busman's holiday. It's like going to the office and the day off. It's just, I don't know, something about it. Whereas when you're on holiday, say it's got that holiday feeling, be it Miami or be it Ibiza, you feel like a lot more relaxed and you go out all the time. Like, you know, I love what I do and everything, but sometimes it's like anything, you can do too much of a good thing, and sometimes you have to get balance. Maybe I was a little imbalanced. I was doing far too much touring and not spending enough time at home, and not enjoying it a bit really. It was all becoming a bit, you know, just working to schedule too much instead of just kind of relaxing and getting into the groove, which is what Ibiza gave me back. I really wanted to do the album from down here because I really feel at home here. It's one of my favourite. It is my favourite city in the world. There's so much talent down here, and this is the other city where I do feel at home. I really could come and live here and want to eventually, maybe when all the madness has died down a little bit. I don't think you do have to be in England anymore for this business. I think a few years ago England was the centre of everything. Everybody looked towards England, and they still do, but the illusion's gone. So the dreams have been shattered a little bit there.
We need your autograph for our friend.
Okay.
Says she wants to be a DJ. S-E-Z.
They don't like you to me. Is he a big Dave Seaman fan?
No, they're not. So
But
go
our
on.
friend is. Thank you.
All right, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Bye. Bye.
Oh, this was the first place I ever played in Melbourne, the Palace Theatre, 1992, I think it was. It was great. I mean, Melbourne's had a great scene for a long time. Long time. I mean, it was a lot smaller then than it is now. I mean, they're pulling in thousands and thousands now for the big festivals, whereas this place held about, I don't know, 1,500, something like that. But it was a great night, great atmosphere.
How'd you find having the picture taken?
It was all right. It's all right for a little while. It's if you have to do it all. If it's like people trying to get an absolute certain shot. I think about what I wear generally, so it's not like I think, well, especially what am I going to do for if I've got a photo on me or something. I mean, I do. Yeah, I like to buy. I'm very brand loyal. Nike, Levi's, Bathing Ape, Neil Barrett. Done. DJs have become brands. That's what I was saying before about having all the other stuff to deal with now. But it isn't just turning up and being a DJ on the night, playing records just for a club crowd. all the other things that go with it, the strategic planning and marketing and all that. Yeah. There you go, look.
What's he taking? I want some.
Twisted.
Fucking brilliant.
Twisted.
Yeah. I could go in an album of that, please. You think I'm joking, don't you?
Let's go.
So do you go back to Leeds, mate?
For the football, yeah. I think it's a great city now. We've really come on leaps and bounds in the last 10 years. But yeah, I've got Yorkshire pride, of course I have. Talk to me about sophistication. I've been to Leeds. Oh, aye, lad. Champion, Evigum.
Here we are.
Hey.
Hey.
Long last.
At long last.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be. It's about interpreting other people's music, which is what conductors do, really, in a classical sense. I mean, they're taking other people's music and they're stamping their own identity on it. And it's the way you present something by making it your own. I mean, you can take other people's things. It's middleman culture, really, but there's a lot of that in the world.
You're always guaranteed a good night with a bit of hardcore scene.
And yeah, he's got to keep on as well, so that helps.
I think we really appreciate his music here. Perhaps that's why. We like the UK scene. We love you, Dave.
Like his music, it's so good because it's so deep and so.
Yeah, so.
Like it's so.
I'm actually trying to
so
think.
many elements to it.
How many Dave Seaman albums would I own?
You actually feel the music, like rather than just hearing it through your ears.
It's in you.
Your whole body hears the music and you feel the music.
And the dance just takes over.
6 fucking Dave Seaman CDs, can you get enough of the guy?
It's fucking brilliant.
So that's
Is he like a smooth kind of indie guy? Yeah.
Why is Dave Seaman so special?
No, just say Dave Seaman.
Dave Seaman is so special. What am I doing?
I can fucking describe it.
Okay, describe it.
Dave Seaman is simply special. He builds a set, fucking makes it peak, and then just has the most beautiful finishes.
Go Melbourne!
I heard a good joke the other day. What did the worm say to the caterpillar? Who did you have to fuck to get the fur coat?
Such a lady, I love it.
I started going out with Yulia in Ibiza. I met her, she was working for the Russian night that they have there at El Divino on Saturdays, and she didn't speak a word of English at all, nothing. It's been interpreted through friends. Now she can come to the UK and spend more time together. We can see how it develops. She needs to keep going to her English skills so we can have more in-depth conversation and we're all right.
It was very, very good. On a scale of 1 to 10, about an 8. 8? Yeah. You know, I'm very hard to please.
You only got an 8 there.
Only an 8.
They're only giving you an 8.
That's
Who's giving you an 8? No, it was a 10. He was a 10.
It was a 10.
No. Yeah, it was a 9. No, 10.
Oh, it was really good, really good. No, it was really good, I'm only joking. No, it was excellent. I was really nervous to start off with first out. I don't know, it's just pressure put on the night, innit? So it was good.
It was ace. Saturday night was ace. Yeah, all the girls like Dave. But the boys like him too, so you'll have to ask them. Shaved heads, what can I say? He's a very good looking man. How's that?
Do I think of myself as good looking? I'm alright, I suppose. Could do worse. Scrub up well? No, I don't know. I mean, compared to a lot of other DJs, I'm probably about, 51st in the list. I try to remember that you are an entertainer before you're an educator, although it's finding the happy balance again. It isn't, the most important thing is the night and people having a good time. I don't know, I just try and be honest and play good records and what I believe in, and it seems to work. think the whole age thing's changed so much since parents' generation, where if you were, you know, in your 30s and you weren't settled down and married with kids, then you were a freak, really. Oh, I don't really want to turn into Jimmy Savile of house music, put it that way. Staggering around on my Zimmer frame.
He's fresh, he's strong-minded, he's got great taste, and you know that everything he turns his hand to has got quality. That's why he's so successful, because he knows what he's doing and he understands what music is and how it can move people.
He started Mowax when he was 16, and by the time he was 18 he had like the coolest label on the planet. Musically it was on point, with people like DJ Shadow making the first instrumental hip-hop records, and all the design was really good as well. I mean, he even sort of, it's the sort of person that kind of, his passion sort of really attracts people to his projects.
Welcome to Barcelona. Decadent heaven. Just having a bit of time to settle in, really, till Friday when we're doing this gig, which is at one of my favourite clubs that I've played in a lot over the last few years, which is a club called Nick's. I think the Spanish just know how to live. They just enjoy life. There's a voracious appetite for partying, so when you're DJing, it's a great atmosphere to be part of. And it's not about super clubs, and it's not about logos, and it's not about superstar DJs. Most of the places here are small and intimate, and that, to me, is the ultimate environment to be able to play the kind of music that I love playing. And that's what I love about this city. It's so psychedelic. It's as though he's made it as he's gone along, really. It's just quite bizarre that they didn't finish it. To me, this cathedral sort of reminds me of a night out in Barcelona a bit, really. A little bit twisted, but very beautiful at the same time.
Architecturally, it's the most beautiful city in Europe, Barcelona. You know, it's psychedelic. It's another side to James, it's psychedelic.
Confused is another. Difficult. Paranoid. Complicated is usually the easiest analogy of my temperament. My daughter, who's just dissing me. She always disses me on the phone. She doesn't want to speak to me. Because she's 5 years old and she thinks she knows it all. It looks like it's going to fall down. Maybe I'm just really hungover and it's just my eyesight is going.
I'm nervous for Friday. I just really want it to be a really good night. I want everybody that's involved to walk out feeling that they've achieved, that it's, that it's worked. It's even more than it's worked. It's just been fucking amazing. I want it to be amazing, It was weird the way I got into DJing was I couldn't break dance and I couldn't graffiti, so I used to carry the tape machine around. So I used to carry the boombox, and a friend of mine was going to have a party when it's like 14, 13, and everybody decided that I was going to be, I'd be the DJ. It was like 300 people. But when you're 15, you put on a party and 300 people turn up. It's pretty good going, I think.
People like 3D from Massive Attack has done like artwork for him, and Futura, these sort of people who are like real heroes of his. So I think to a lot of young people, he probably looked like almost like a kid in the candy store to be sort of 18, 19 and throwing up your sort of heroes and stuff.
Uncle logo done by Futura 2000. So it's the band's logo. Look at that. It's self-explanatory, which is written by Futura 2000 again. It's my daughter's middle name. Kokoro, which means to have heart in Japanese. And then I've got this. Jean-Michel Basquiat. Why have you got that? It's like well, he's one of my favourite artists, but it's also my angel, really, sort of trying to protect me, really. I enjoy the night time more than any other time of the day. My favourite moment of the day is when the sun goes down. That light that you get at dusk is suddenly my body and my mind just goes, relax, and then I can really be myself. I don't really like the daytime very much. I find it really stressful. 14 years every day you're in a nightclub or you're in a studio. It's a total way of life. But there are obviously other things that are really important in life as well, and I think that trying to find that balance is kind of my greatest struggle, really.
Is he a party animal, James?
Yeah. He's been partial to have a shandy bass, with me, midnight to 1:30.
He's partial to vodka.
I like seeing and touching and holding and talking and interacting, and that's where I'm good at what I do. And playing in clubs.
Musically, he's kind of gone from, playing a lot of hip-hop based stuff to, at the moment, he's playing a lot of breaks and tech house and stuff, and sometimes he gets a bit criticised for that, but I think he just follows his heart, really, and sort of follows what he's passionate about.
I like when I'm DJing to be able to just fuck with things constantly and just move and follow the kind of atmosphere in the club and bring people up and bring people down. DJing is not about peaks. It's about a mixture of peaks and troughs. It's about taking people on the journey.
It's incredible. Tonight is incredible for me and my best friends and everybody I have speak. Incredible tonight.
One moment I remember just looking out in the crowd and all my friends there's various people who had come over especially for tonight and people that have been working on the night, and I just saw this little group of people and they all just turned around, looked at me and all just went, come on, and it was brilliant. It was just absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no, it was fucking brilliant. I had a really good time.
I'm an obsessive music junkie, and life would not be worth living if it wasn't there. That's all I can say. So obviously you can see I'm an extremely balanced person.
All my friends are going to see Nick Warren tomorrow night.
Maybe 5 top DJs in the world. I don't know how to rank them. I've seen Nick before. He kicks ass.
Everybody I talk to is very up for it.
I'm really excited for this night. Iceland, where freaks come out.
Being famous has never bothered me at all. I'm not bothered about being on the cover of magazines. I love what I do because I love DJing and I love the music. I think I bought my first record when I was about 7 years old. Bob Dylan record I bought, and from then on I just bought records all the time. Instead of sweets, I would buy records.
I've only been in Iceland about half an hour, and here I am in the Blue Lagoon in the middle of a volcano. It was quite spooky. It's quite a spooky atmosphere. I like it. It is, especially looking into a place like this, to look at it, it's just weird.
It takes some getting used to, but with this sort of right attitude, it's probably the best place in the world to live. It can't be the worst as well.
It's just the middle of fucking nowhere, basically. Middle of the fucking North Atlantic Ocean, and it's cold in the winter time, especially.
It's like being on the moon. You know, it's mad landscape.
The warmth come from the heart, I think, from the people, from, you know, that's I think much more important than weather or that kind of thing.
Most of the cities in the countries, even though it might be Asia or South America or North America, sort of, most cities are pretty much the same, and I think sort of Reykjavik's going to be extremely different.
It's a boiling place.
Tremendous energy.
Nice weather, man. The reason for Iceland being so strange is probably the reason for Icelandic people never being really surprised when they go elsewhere.
And the people are are supposed to be really up for it.
People in Iceland like to party very hard, I think.
We start drinking late in the night and we get hammered, you know.
It's like a 24-hour party.
The 101 area is like the main town. It's like the center of, there's nothing else really. Everything else is suburbia.
The Reykjavik 101 area is like a trendy place to stay in, you know. A lot of like gathering of artists and music.
Musically, I suppose, there's so much sort of good stuff that comes out of it. There's Gus and Björk, so there must be something in the water here that makes people be into like slightly a left field music.
My name is Stephensen, also known as President Bongo, and President Bongo has a band called Gus Gus. So everybody's in a band in Iceland. Even your alter ego.
It was a small bar, sort of played some chill out stuff, and it was really good.
It's nice that Nick got sort of this crowd dancing to like music you wouldn't usually find Icelanders dancing to, like.
Maybe the safest place I've ever been to in my life. Even at night, at like sort of midnight, so when the streets are packed, people are very, very drunk. Like so last night we were out and there was people on top of the cars going down the road. No hassle at all.
The Icelanders all believe in elves.
I do believe in the elves.
The elves, they are small, they live in little rocks.
The elves, they are all around.
Yeah, elves live in Iceland, or as we call them, huldufólk as well. It's more like the little people, the hidden people. And I think you can describe this best as a very positive force and a vibe, but it can turn really, really hostile if you don't kind of respect their territories.
We're going up to this a massive fault line in the earth up here, and apparently it's the line in Iceland between America and Europe.
On that side it's like America, on that side it's like Europe. So yeah, this is the fault line basically. So we could all disappear at any moment. And this is the main place of the elves to live in. Right at the bar, I thought it was good at the bar. Real gentleman, like, you know, down to earth, which is strange considering how he runs his life, to be able to do all that and still be able to sort of be as down to earth as he is.
It is really, really cold. Really cold. August in Iceland. It's a great city, it's a shame it's so cold. I've got a daughter who's 5 years old, so I spend as much time with her as I can now. Which is fantastic. She keeps my feet on the ground as well. So most of the time I spend with her a bit of fishing and a bit of lazing around. You know, I quite like sort of not doing very much. I remember trying to explain to my grandmother once what I did, and she just didn't understand that the fact I wasn't talking in between the records. I just turned up with my records, played music continually for 2 or 3 hours, and then left and went somewhere else and did it. Being a producer as well as a DJ makes a difference, because you're actually making a music. I think it'd be very hard harder for me to be a DJ and not make records. I worked at Westies, me and Jody Wisternoff, about sort of 7-8 years ago. I wanted to start making records. I'd done a couple of remixes for Massive Attack and really liked studio work. And so we tried a couple of days in the studio and it worked really well and had like 3 chart hits with The Gift, Jare and Domination. I remember doing the first Universe raves and Tribal and Gathering, actually sort of putting the first record on and my hand would be sort of shaking like that, sort of putting the needle on.
Nick Warren, now you're doing your good thing.
You just rocked it. Iceland's fantastic, I love the place. There's a fish. I just find it sort of a complete opposite of the rest of my life, really. And I think that's the reason I like it. After leaving school, I was a gamekeeper for about sort of 5-6 years, which was great at the time, but I just found it, once I started sort of going off into the woods, sort of feeding the deer with the Walkman on and the Clash album in the ears, I just thought, well, it's not really me. I was always into music, really, and I think that that's where the DJing stems from. It's like sort of doing house parties and stuff like that in Bristol. So, because I was always that sort of really annoying guy at a party who brought his own the tape along and shoved it in the tape player. I love hearing new music and still get excited about music, but also the chance to travel and see places like this, you know. So when else will I get to go fly fishing in Iceland, you know? It's not going to happen. In the past sort of 15 years, this whole culture has grown up where we get flown sort of first class around the world, play to amazing crowds of people in amazing places, and so there's nothing wrong with the job at all, which is great.
What I try to bring to a dance floor, and whether I get it right all the time or not, kind of bring a sexy, sweaty, clubby vibe to a dance floor. That's what I try and do as a DJ musically, and I want it to be funky, and I want it to be sexy, and I want it to be dancey.
What can I say about Silone?
He's got that drive about him.
I just love his music.
He knows what people want.
Makes me crazy and that's it.
Has he got it? I think he has, you know. I think he's got that slightly little bit more.
Every year DJ Mag does a top 100 DJs poll. The DJs would almost kill to get into the top 100, but for Lawler, at number 75 in 1999, by 2000 he was up to number 25, 2001 he was number 9, so his career is definitely still on the up. Lawler used to run illegal parties under the motorway in Birmingham.
They were the young, naive, exciting days of not really knowing what my consequences were, but just doing it whatever, you know, because it was the only way for me to play my records out in front of people, and nothing else really mattered. So we're going to a place where I did all the tunnel parties. Really good memories, proper memories. This is my childhood, this is my growing up, you know. This is it, yeah. And we used to block both ends of these off with really huge, black, thick curtains, yeah.
It used to be really hard to see Steve unless you could fight all the way to the front. He was always there doing his mixing.
From the roof, we hung camo netting.
It just used to be the sound more than anything he used to remember.
This is where the decks were, this end.
It just used to be absolutely amazing.
And all the graffiti that we did seems to have been covered up or it's gone now.
Best years of my life, from what I remember.
By the sound of them, they were sort of monstrous dudes, and a typical example of how sort of determined and tenacious Lawler is.
I was really passionate about it, and the more passionate you are about something, if it doesn't work, the more it kind of pisses you off. And I put that much effort into it, I wasn't prepared to give up, basically. It was a hard struggle at some points. At that point where I thought I was going to start selling my records to get a bit of money, the Cafe Mambo thing came along. And I had a great summer in Ibiza. And out there I met loads of promoters that asked me to come back to England and play for them in their clubs. And that's when it all started, really.
When I first met Steve, I personally hadn't heard of him as a DJ, but he's really taken off the last year and a half. But to be honest, he's worked really hard. He's been all over the world since I've known him.
I've been seeing Lisa for just over a year and a half. She's my sanctuary, she's my sanity. If I've been away touring for 4 weeks and I'm really tired when I get home, it's just so great to come and see that one special person in my life and just relax with.
How would you describe him as a person?
Very determined, lovable and caring, and a bit hot-headed at times.
How are you? Friday night is my own night, Harlem Nights at the end, where I play for 6-7 hours in the main room. And then Saturday, I'm doing a gig in Slovenia. Lights Out is a new album, and this month it's actually the Lights Out launch party, so we're going to add all the extra decor parts in there, get some performers in there, do the whole intro thing, do some of the effects that we've got going on. Lights Out.
I don't really like this kind of music, but this guy really is doing it for me tonight.
At the moment, if it was Lawler and Sasha, I'd be going to see Lawler.
Tonight he's reaffirmed my faith in clubbing.
Like 3 foot nothing, do you know what I mean? There's no way I would cause any trouble, but if it comes my way, I'm certainly not going to back down from it, that's for sure. Basically, I was DJing this club, booked to play there, turned up, I've been DJing for half an hour, and then the guy that owns the club, some rich guy who owns the club, comes up to me and says, please don't play any cuss words or any swearing words. You're going live out on radio. And no one asked me, no one told me I was going out live on radio, and the guy came back and just was pointing his finger over saying, do not play any swear words like this, and he gave it a bit of attitude. So towards the end of the night, my last record, I played this really filthy a cappella. It kind of had every swear and cuss word in the book.
Oh, I love your big juicy cock. Oh, take my big bodacious tits. I said, fuck me now.
And the guy came over and chucked me off the decks and chucked me out of the club. And then the next day I find out the club got fined $25,000 by the radio station. So I'd say that was revenge is sweet, and I'd say that wasn't trouble that I caused, that was trouble that came my way. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree, please? Baked beans are really important for a breakfast, and for some reason you can't get them anywhere else in the world apart from England. I'm going to fill a record bag with baked beans. I'm going to take 3 record bags, have 2 with records and 1 with beans in. Cheers. We've just got here literally 5 minutes ago. Still no sleep.
Never standing still, mate, always moving. Hands down, totally honest, I would really like to be patient and I'm not. No, Jesus, that's definitely a fault of mine. No, I'm not patient. One of the reasons why I actually really like Slovenia is because it's sort of it's really its own place, and like the whole thing with what the war that went on in Yugoslavia, they didn't want to be involved in it at all, and you can kind of feel that here. People here are very chilled out and at the same time very intense. Like when you see them in a club, when they go for it big time, and yet you walk around here, and as you can see, it's really chilled out and really relaxing. Perfect. He's going to be a star. He likes the camera.
Yes, very much.
See, he's bored of the camera now. He's seen a girl. He's seen a girl across the park.
People is very excited. This is the first this trance party of this summer, and everybody wants to come here.
Finally, I have the chance to listen to Steve Lawler here in my place, my home place. It gives me something hard or something dark or something unusual, something, I don't know. I just can flow with my imagination and go, I don't know where.
Many people come from Croatia and Italy. I know many people come tonight.
Down there on the beach is a pre-party before Steve Lawler is coming in the great place in Slovenia like Ambasada Gavioli.
Kadali in die Zwischenfarbe, alle haben die Schritte weicht. Das erwähnen mit dem Mix, was am Maske versteckt macht Maki. De midden voor zo'n vaart is de fotograaf. Lesjes kan je mee, bewust de saft en daft. After heute Beauty, ade keine de Borg. Ist was wenn der Hostelage, ist was wenn der Hostelage.
What's the best thing about Steve Lawler is his ass. He's always moving like this or that.
You feel inside of a dream. And you dance all night long and you don't know why, you don't know when, but you have to dance.
Das erwähnen mit dem Mix, was der Maske versteckt macht Maki. De midden voor zo'n vaart is de fotograaf. Lesjes kan je mee, bewust de saft en daft.
Wicked Club. Just, I mean about the crowd, they're so on it, man. They're like so up for it. They're intense, right? It went off. It was wicked in there. I loved it. Loved it.
Best part of the job.
Best part of the job.
That's what it's all about.
That right there is exactly what it's all about. Exactly. That moment when you're playing records, that is what it's all about. Definitely. I love this job.